Former White House strategist Steve Bannon made some big headlines at the Delivering Alpha conference yesterday. He sat down with Michelle Caruso-Cabrera, who interviewed him, and she joins us this morning. He's got some of the highlights.
Oh, we talked about a lot of things. We talked about Putin, the president's performance in Helsinki, the situation with immigration, and then we spent a lot of time on China because he is a firm defender of the president and the position that the president is taking on China when it comes to tariffs, et cetera. And we spent a lot of time, and ultimately I said, well, what is victory?
How it ends is in victory. How it ends is in victory. Donald Trump is not going to back off this. The Chinese are going to blink. Right now,
what is victory?
Victory is when they give us full access to their markets. Victory is when they stop. Remember, the warlordism in China right now, and she is under, I think, tremendous pressure, is the state-owned industries. Remember, China, Made in China 2025, they told us it was to leapfrog us and to converge on advanced chip design, robotics, and artificial intelligence, to converge eventually with genetics, to converge on advanced manufacturing. What the reality is we saw in GTE is to get off the West supply chain for ZTE.
Yeah.
Get off ZTE was to get off the West supply chain for components. I think the number one thing you're going to see out of the trade war is the reorientation of the complete supply chain of Japan, Western Europe, in the United States, and Southeast Asia, that 800 million people, even before you get to India, okay, around the freedom-loving countries. I think the regime in China is in deep trouble.
So what if they sell our treasuries? What if they devalue their currency? Doesn't believe they're going to do it. Says the people of China are very anxious to get their money out of there as quickly as possible. He thinks this regime in China is very, very weak.
Part of the problem, though, is what the people in China hear is what the regime of China wants them to hear, for the most part. If you're traveling, if you go overseas, you can see some different things. Your internet connections work, but they shut down so many things when you are there in China.
True. Getting the message to them, difficult. I'm not sure that he's actually all that concerned about that at this point. Coming up, so I'm going to be on later, and we'll tell you what he said about the president's performance in Helsinki. He used the word fine, which I pushed back on. You really think it was fine? And it's an interesting discussion.
We're going to continue this conversation. I just want, my favorite topic, Bitcoin.
Yeah, he talked about Bitcoin.
He's a believer in Bitcoin, but he's also planning to develop his own cryptocurrency.
He's talked about, he says he's working on a couple of utility tokens.
So, but when...
Bannon coin?
I don't know. I mean, utility tokens are for various utilities, and we didn't get into what utilities they would be. It was last, we called it the lightning round at the end of the segment.
So what do you think that's about, though? And do you think there's going to be a value to his token? That was the one thing I was trying to understand, his take on the valuation of all this stuff.
I have no idea. We
Okay.
just didn't spend that much time on it.
So much ground to cover.
There was, I mean, you bring up one topic with him.
Yes.
And you have to interrupt him if you're going to move on to something else, because he will just talk. And by the way, he's like that in private. We met a couple times in advance, and what you see on stage is the way he is behind closed doors.
Okay.
Same thing.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.